Hi, everyone, and welcome to day 5 of the Sugar Freedom Challenge. And I am so excited today because today we get to speak with Mary Lou, who is amazing at keeping toxins out of her kitchen. And correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but you are a nurse, yes? And
I'm a nurse practitioner. Yeah,
you already value very much keeping toxins out of people's kitchens and out of their bodies to help them to achieve greater health.
absolutely.
Okay, you got it. All right. And is there anything else I missed?
So I'm a cardiology nurse practitioner, and my company fits totally in with this background of mine because, like you already said, I want to keep toxins out of people's homes and bodies, more of your body, um, because people don't realize that their food is like medicine. So whatever you're putting into your mouth goes into your body. So it needs to be as clean as possible to keep you healthy for now and the long run. That's my goal.
And how do you educate people about that?
So it takes time, and a lot of it is mainly one-on-one in office visits. Any office visit where someone comes to me, whether it's blood pressure, heart disease, overweight, diabetes, food is a huge part of all of those things. Food is a huge part of our lifestyle. So my focus has been for many years, food is your medicine. Think about what you're putting in your mouth and try to follow as much as possible, not just sugar-free, because sugar-free is huge for inflammation, but a whole food plant-based diet as much as possible because there's so many micronutrients and nutrients that cannot be measured in a blood test that will help you in the long run stay healthy and prevent disease, shut off these mechanisms that advance disease.
Right. So if I was to come to you right now and say, and I hear you, I need to get off sugar, what suggestions would you have for me for getting off the sugar?
So right off the bat, I ask people not just what do you eat, I just try to drill it down and make it very relatable to them. So, what did you have for breakfast this morning? What did you have for dinner last night? And we go over meal by meal, and I can pick out triggers for them or things that I know are not in their best interest. A big thing is pop and even artificial sweeteners, because they tend to trigger wanting more sweets. So I really just make it relatable to what they do. It can be very overwhelming for people, which I'm sure you know. And I tell them any change you make is good. If you feel like you cannot go 100% into this, that is fine. Start out with 1 day a week. Start out with 5 days a week and give yourself 2 days. I ask them to ease in. Some people want to go all in and they feel like they need to, and that's the way that works best for them. Whatever works for them. I really try to make it work for them so that they don't feel like they're going to fail as soon as they fall off. And I tell people, you're going to fall off. This is very hard. Food companies do a lot of research to see where your brain lights up when you take in these foods. You're going to fail. Just know that you're going to fail and get back on the bandwagon. It's for the long term. It's not a short little race.
That's some excellent advice. I as well really want to empower people to focus on their own body. So, for example, I can't eat meat because if I eat meat, I want to eat more meat, right? Like it never satiates me. And I learned that I
Mhm.
have to have fiber in every single thing that I eat. Otherwise, it makes me want to have more. And that's just me, right? So I
Mhm.
understand that other people don't have the same history as me, don't have the same body composition as me. So it has to be whatever's right for them. So I really advocate for people to just eat. And what does that feel like for you? Right? Like, um, does it feel good in your mouth? Does it feel good an hour later? Does it feel good financially? Does it feel good time wise? Like the whole picture, right? Like, how does it feel for you? And I love the idea of letting go of diet, letting go of um, the attachment that we have to diet and weight, and
Hmm.
know that if you eat so that you're listening to your body, things like I mean, you're a nurse, but this is my experience. Your weight, your blood pressure, those things will come to healthy levels if you stop and listen to your body. Now, I'll put a disclaimer in
Hmm.
there too, that if you have some kind of mental illness or uh, food related disease, that this might not pertain to you. You might not have those same cues available to you. Um, but
Right.
for me, the cues are there. I just have to stop and listen to them.
Hmm.
And I have to honor them,
Hmm.
right? I can't say,
Absolutely.
well, Mary Lou doesn't eat whatever, right? And so I'm going to try, I must not be able to eat whatever. I don't think it works that way. I think it works that everyone has to just stop and pay attention to what their body is saying to them. What do you think?
Like of long-term success is being aware of your triggers and being aware of being satisfied right away while you're eating it, like you said, cravings that will happen a few hours later, and habits too, because a lot of this is just habit and mindless eating.
So on the second day of the challenge, I shared a food journal page with everybody on email and I believe on the Facebook group. So guys, if you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, do so, because if you do eventually want some help from a professional like Mary Lou was seeing, do you take it like individual clients, or are they all referred to you by a doctor?
So there are actually patients that I have had people come to me because they know I have a focus on whole food, plant-based lifestyle. And journaling or tracking, whether it's on paper or an app, is huge because as soon as something's in your mouth, you kind of forget about it. And you
So
think,
true.
well, 2 hours later, oh, I've been good all day. I'm going to have this. And you look back and you see what you've eaten and you realize you had your treat for the day. So, yeah, it's huge for
Yeah,
now. And again, for long-term trends, you'll think you're doing so badly and you look back and you're like, hey, I'm doing pretty good. It's not only keeping track of the negative, it's reinforcing the positives as well.
I love that you said that. It's so important to reinforce those positives. Um, yeah. So you have a business with Norwex, which, believe it or not,
Hmm.
I was opposed to Norwex. I don't know why. I was like, it can't be that good.
Were you?
Why is everybody raving about it? It's a cloth, right? And then I tried it, and
Yeah, yeah.
now, like, this is no exaggeration. It's changed my life, because before I'd be angry all the time at my family because the towels would be on the floor, right? And then I'd be washing towels
Yeah,
every night. And so the
yeah.
Norwex towels clip onto your towel rack. So there's no more walking into the kitchen and picking up a towel from the floor. Um,
Hmm.
they I have the mats at my front door, and so there's no more dirt being tracked into my house anymore. So now I'm not angry about like, how come I'm the only person that ever has to sweep up this mess, because there's no, like, there's a little bit of mess, but nothing compared to before, right? um
Exactly.
I have the bath mat, so that alleviates doing towel after towel laundry, because we know just to step on that and then put it back over the bathtub. um
Hmm.
the cloths, like, my kitchen has never been cleaner, and I had to do research because I was like, why is this so good? Right? Like, I can't just leave it alone. I can't just be like, it's good,
You have to
move on,
understand
right?
the why, and that then it speaks to you when you understand why it's meaningful to you.
Yeah, yeah. So it's got this silver integrated into it, so it makes it antibacterial, antimicrobial,
Hmm.
and antifungal.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I love that. I because I would like take a cloth and wipe and then be like, oh, it's contaminated, I gotta wash it, and then I take another cloth, right? And so
Yep.
Norwex got
Yep.
rid of them. And then it's microfiber, so it holds like how much times its weight. It's incredible.
So it absorbs 7 times its weight in water or liquid, whatever your spill is.
And so it's actually getting into the crevices of your surfaces. So we know dirt attracts dirt, right? So you're getting rid of all that dirt. And so it's clean. It's sparkly clean. It's I just
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and my dishwasher, my soap in my dishwasher. So I was really like, it's soap, right? Like you're not going to sell me on this soap. And
Right.
then I switched to using it, and I went from I hated my dishwasher, right? I hated it because I would put stuff in and would come out dirtier than when I put it
Oh,
in.
wow. Yeah.
And then I switched to using the Norwex soap, and it did take a while for the other soap to cycle through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Norwex, whatever it did, it cleaned out the dishwasher, and now my dishes come out clean. Like amazing. Oh, and then
It's
I'll just brag
amazing.
about
It really is.
the laundry soap. Um, is incredible. Stuff doesn't have an odor when it comes out. It comes out cleaner, and I'm just using little tiny bits. So, and I know it's
Mm-hmm.
non-toxic, so I'm not feeling guilty about contaminating our water. But then I reached out to you to do this challenge because I thought, well, we're focusing on vegetables, right? And
Mm-hmm.
fruit. And I want to know, is there things that you want to share with us that can help us to increase our sugar, our vegetables and our fruits using non-toxic products?
Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of products that the one thing I love about Norwex is most products have a million uses. So the other thing I will always keep in mind is it's not just the food and what I'm eating, it's the surfaces that I'm working on, whether that's my cutting board, my sink, my countertop, my dishes, my silverware, because all those things can either have bacteria or, more importantly, toxins. So if you look at the ingredients in, if you're not using a clean product, just a traditional product that you would find in the grocery store, your grocery or big box store, they have very toxic ingredients in them. I'm not going to mention brand names, but there's a website called EWG, Environmental Working Group. You can look up ingredients, you can look up products and see how they rate for health as well as the environment. Most of those products will leave a residue on your dishes and silverware that you do not want to be taking into your body. So that I'm so happy to hear you talk about the dishwasher detergent. We also have a regular dishwashing soap, a liquid for people who hand wash dishes. And we also have a spray dishwashing concentrate that you mix in a spray bottle with water. You spray your dish. It's got enzymes to break down the proteins and the greases in the foods. You wipe it and then you rinse it. So you're also saving water. So your surfaces are huge. I don't buy cleanser anymore. I have not bought cleanser in over 10 years. If you think about your sink and everything that goes into your kitchen sink, everything that's on your foods, on your produce, meat, if you eat meat, all that stuff is going into your drain. I used to wipe my sink down every night with a paper towel and cleanser. I have one cloth. It's our basic, it's our first product, an EnviroCloth. I wipe my sinks down every night. That cloth, all of our Norwex, picks up 99% of bacteria from a surface and holds onto it, doesn't transfer it. And then, like Fiona said, you mentioned it, it's got the microsilver in it. So whatever it's picking up, that cloth will self-sanitize and it does not allow the bacteria to reproduce. Your cloths don't smell. So I got cleanser out of the house and now my sink is clean and I can work in my sink and put things in there and not worry that I'm contaminating them with whatever's in there. Huge, huge, huge to me. And the sink looks great. You wake up every morning and it's like, you're ready to start your day without looking at a gross sink. So surfaces are huge. So end my day and start my day with an EnviroCloth. We have a lot of different products that are made just with different sizes and different textures with that EnviroCloth material. And some of them will be a sponge. Some of them will be a thinner, we call it a scrub, and it will have something rough on there as well. So if you need a little extra scrubbing power to get something off, and then you wipe it away with the EnviroCloth, rinse it, let it dry. Every cloth, every product has a tag on it. You let it dry within 12 to 24 hours, it's ready to go again and clean. Bacteria are not reproducing any longer. So I'm always worrying about my surfaces. Sink, countertop, dishwashing. We have an amazing fresh produce wash. All your produce needs to be washed before you eat it. Even like a watermelon or a melon or broccoli, you have no idea what's running around in the fields on your produce. There's little rodents in there and they poop and pee. You can't see it. You don't know what's happened in transport. You don't know what's happened at the grocery store. You think you're only eating the inside of your cantaloupe or your watermelon, putting a knife in and you're cutting it. So when you make that knife cut, anything on the outside of your food is going into the part that you're going to eat. So we have an amazing produce wash that you can either spray onto your produce. It's plant-based. It removes all the waxes, all the toxins. I use it on grapes, berries. You can either spray it, like I said, so broccoli and cauliflower are very rough. You would not be able to wipe those off. Or you can put a cap full in a large bowl or your sink and soak your tender produce or produce that's hard to get into all the nooks and crannies. So I do that for all the produce, lettuce, all those things. You'll be amazed when you see what comes off. First time, do it in a white bowl. You'll see what comes off. It's crazy. Apples and all the waxes, oranges, amazing. And then I take a kitchen towel, like you just think, you've already mentioned, we have a couple different styles. We have hand towels, the chenille hand towel that doesn't fall, but we have just a regular kitchen towel. And I just have a couple to show you, but you can see, this is just a smaller version. I don't know if you can see the texture. It's got a diamond texture. This has, do you want me to hold that up again?
Perfect.
Has the back lock in there. This absorbs 7 times the weight of the water. So you wash your produce, you rinse it, all your berries, whatnot, lay it on a kitchen towel. It will absorb the water. Nothing's going to end up on your counter. Nothing's going to end up on the floor. Pat it dry if you need to before when you're ready to eat it, and you're good to go. If anything's on your hands, wipe your hands on there. Your hands are a surf up 99% of the bacteria left on your hands when you touch these things. So your hands are clean and you can touch whatever you need to. We have a fruit and veggie cloth. So that is an amazing product. I don't know if you have that, Fiona.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But it's double-sided. So it's got 2 textures. I can show you. So it's got a rough side. And this is like one of the tags that I'll show people. Every cloth has a tag. And I just have little command hooks inside my cabinets and I hang things to dry. So it will dry.
I do
This
the
is the
same
rough
thing.
side. So I can use that on oranges, apples. This gets the silk off your corn on the cob after you've peeled it. After you've peeled an orange, you have the little white bitter kind of stuff. It will remove that. It will remove, if you have eggs, if you're an egg farmer, have your own eggs, it will take off that first coating, but not every coating. So you can leave your eggs on the counter and not have to worry about refrigerating them. Why can you do that? Because the other side is perfect for tender things. It's very soft and it polishes. I can't get a good shot to show you, but it's very soft and it polishes. And the soft side has the back lock in it, the micro silver as well. So after you've used the produce wash, you can just give it a polish with this and you're good to go. And then again, just put it on a kitchen towel. We also have a dish mat. Do you have the dish mat?
I don't have the dish mat.
The dish mat. The dish mat is also 2 surfaces. It's got mesh on one side and it opens up. It's got a loop in the center and it's got the white mesh on the one side and it's got a soft microfiber on the other side. So you know all the water that comes off your dishes after you wash them or produce, you can lay your produce on there and it's got some foam in between to hold the water. And it's got the loop. You can let it dry after you're done with it. And all these things are machine washable, I forgot to mention. Just machine washable, and they're safe in the dryer.
You know what I love about the veggie
We
cloth?
have,
So the veggie cloth,
yeah.
I use that to clean my carrots. So I try not to peel anything that I don't like absolutely have to peel. And the reason for that is there is actually about 3 times the amount of nutrients in the skin of a vegetable or fruit than there
Hmm.
is in the
Hmm.
actual flesh.
Hmm.
So I mean, I'm eating that stuff because I want the nutrients, right? That's why I'm
Yeah,
eating it. So
exactly.
I don't want to throw that in the compost. So I use that veggie cloth and the carrots come out sparkling clean.
Hmm.
And so because sometimes it can be like a little unappetizing to look at a carrot that's not peeled, right? But
Yes. Same
with
for
that,
potatoes, sweet potatoes, beets. This is great for all those things. Any root vegetable
right? Yeah,
that we're trying to get people to eat more of.
and get more nutrients from them. It's amazing. I love it.
Absolutely. And so on that same topic, there are some people who they're going to peel it. At least they're eating the vegetable, but they're still going to peel it. We have a netted dishcloth. This is my cloth. It's a little dirty. I just used it this morning. It's 10 years old. That's the other thing. These products are super sustainable. And this looks like the craziest thing. It's kind of like a fishnet pantyhose, if you can see that. It's very big. You can put this in the bottom of your sink. And if you're peeling something or if you're worried about something going down the drain, this will catch it. Or if you're putting your berries in a colander and you're putting the fresh produce wash on, put this in the colander, put your berries on top, um, produce wash. And then when you're ready to pick something up, you are going to just pick up the cloth and you're holding all your peelings or all your berries, and you can rinse it underwater if it's the berries, or dump this into your compost and you're good to go without that having to scrape up the sink, that little messy job. So that netted dishcloth is amazing.
I love that tip. So I have that netted dishcloth, and I think it does. I don't know why it works
Hmm.
so well. I just know it does. I haven't researched it yet, guys. But it scrubs just like a metal scrub would. It's so good, and I never
Yeah,
thought to use it like
yeah.
that. So that's an amazing tip. Thank you for that. I'm gonna try that.
People bunch this up and use it in the shower instead of a scrunchie. People use that because those scrunchies hold a lot of bacteria. So this you can actually open it right up. You can to clean this, you can put it in the washing machine or you can lay it on the top shelf of your dishwasher and run it through the dishwasher when you're running that. People use it to clean bugs off of their headlights. It's got a million uses, like most Norwex things.
That's a good tip about the
We
headlights.
have, um, yeah, because you know that job. Ugh. We started talking about the cutting boards. So if you look at a cutting board, most of them are traditionally made out of plastic or wood, and wood requires some maintenance with some oils to keep it in good shape. But a lot of times, you know, you're using your knives on both of those surfaces. You don't need to be eating bits of wood or bits of plastic. If you look at your old plastic cutting boards, you'll see the surface and you'll know. There's a lot of data, there's a lot of studies coming out now that show how much plastic is showing up in our systems, wildlife systems, fish, like these microplastics are ending up in everything. So we have cutting boards that are made out of rice husks. They're a totally different feel. They're hard, but it's rice husk. Um, with a very safe update that is not toxic. When you're cutting on them, you may hear your knife. You may think, oh my God, I'm dulling my knife. It's very safe for knives and it doesn't, you don't get those divots. It doesn't break down. System, it's made of rice husk. It's made out of rice. So unless you're allergic, even people that are allergic to rice use these rice husk cutting boards. They have a ridge on here for juices. They have a hole in there. Some people, if they're cooking, they'll balance their egg there. Some people will hang them from a hook in their cabinet. They have a silicone ridge on there. Sorry, with my background, things are blurring. so it doesn't move when you're using them. It comes in 3 sizes. That mini one that I showed you is perfect for sandwiches. My kids grab them. They use them to cook on, to eat on. They make a great, if you're having people over, you can just serve your appetizers right on that board. It looks lovely. It's non-toxic. It's got a great warranty. Um, those are some of my favorite products to keep toxins out of anything that we're eating.
Well, those were amazing tips for us, and I'm so thankful that you had the time to join us today. So we're almost out of time. Before we leave, is there any closing words that you want to share with our 7-day challenge group?
I just say, you know what, give yourself some time. Anything that you're going to do is going to be good for you. You're going to learn something. You do what fits into your lifestyle, and it's going to be beneficial overall.
That's amazing. Now, if people want to get a hold of you, they're curious about these products, because um, I know I hate it when I listen to somebody and then they're like, they don't tell me how to get the products. Well, I want one of these cloths. How do I get one of these cloths? Can you share with us how we would go about getting some of these products from you?
Yes, we would be have a website in your group if you'd like me to do that. My website is .norwex.biz. We also have a shopping app. So if you have the Norwex shopping app, you can look for me. If you do a search on Facebook, or even if you go to the Norwex website and look for me, you'll find me on there. I have a Facebook business page, a personal page, kind of all over.
We'd have to put
I'm
some effort
happy to
into
answer
not finding
questions for
you.
people at any time. Yeah, right. But really, there's no pressure. I'm happy to answer questions at any time. We have a 2-year warranty on all of our microfibers. I know people may look and say, "Oh my goodness, $20 for a cloth." I've got cloths that are 10 years old. I am not buying paper towels, so that $20 cloth is saving me hundreds of dollars in what I'm not buying, and more importantly, for my health and what I'm not putting in my body or having in my home for my kids.
I love how you said no pressure, question anything. I've heard about Norwex for probably 10 or 15 years. Never in that time did I ever feel any pressure to buy anything, to the point where it was like I didn't buy anything, right? Because there was so little, so little pressure. So I
Yeah,
love
and honestly, like for people who have never tried the products, reach out to me. I can send you some samples. Like I'm happy to send samples and you can try it for yourself and really see firsthand what the talk is all about.
Oh, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much for that offer. I hope everyone
Oh,
takes you
you
up on that, because
are welcome. You're welcome.
it's gonna save you time. It really is. Like, you're not going to be cleaning as often because dirt attracts dirt. You're going to get the dirt out of there, so you don't have to
Exactly.
clean as often. And
Exactly.
you're going to save time, and you're definitely going to save money. Like 100%, you're
Hmm.
going to save money. Um, and you're going to be doing something good for your health, for your family's health, and for your community's health as well.
Absolutely.
Like it's just win win win.
And thanks for the opportunity to talk here. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been my pleasure. All right. I hope that you've been following along with the challenge as well. And if you have any suggestions, comments, we'd love to hear them.
Great. I will do that. Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the sunny Sunday.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.